Hey everyone, my name is Arlise and I'm going to recommend you my favorite art supplies today. I'm an artist, so that means I have a lot of different arts and craft supplies and I've used so many different kinds in my life, but what are my all-time favorites? Many of these products are going to be budget friendly and some are going to be worth the extra couple of dollars because of how good the product is, but don't worry, I don't have like a $30 pencil or something crazy like that. So let's just begin with my favorites. First up are going to be drawing supplies. These are essential to starting out with art. You can't draw without a pencil or paper, so these are definitely going to be the first things you'll need to be an artist, I guess. Let's start with pencils, your mechanical pencils and your number 2 pencils. We also have drawing pencils, and I do recommend using any kind of mechanical pencil, but these are great for precision and just like sketching anywhere on the go. And wooden pencils are the best for sketching in my opinion. Now those were your standard like number 2 pencils, which are HB. They're like labeled as like soft and hard pencils. So there's H's, there's an F, there's also B's. The higher it goes in B's, the like darker and like bigger the pencil is. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is a B. It looks like a regular pencil and it looks really thin and it's sort of light in graphite, as you can see. Wait, here's an 8B, which you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a lot bigger. I found with drawing for my art classes, they gave us different kinds of pencils, but the one I gravitated more toward was the one called 4B. It is like right in the middle of like the hard, soft to hard scale in the B's. It's just a lot easier to smudge and shade with these. They're just my favorite pencil. Well, we're drawing with pencils. How am I gonna erase anything? Next up are erasers. You've probably seen me use this one a lot before, and this is a kneaded eraser. See, just by me playing with it, it's almost like putty. It is extremely soft. It's extremely like pliable. You can break it and put it back together. It is like putty. But yeah, this is the brand Faber-Castell, and I've had the same too for a really long time. This is obviously a cleaner one. This is a newer one, and they are great for precision work with. You can like really point it to like erase really tiny details. You can also flatten it out to erase as much as you can. You can also like pick it up and it'll pick up all the graphite, but your drawing will still be visible rather than completely erasing it and you can't see what you're doing if you're going to be painting or coloring over that sketch you did. So these are great for so many different kinds of things. Next is just a regular rubber eraser. This is Staedtler Mars Plastic. I mean, it's just a good eraser. You could use the pink rubber erasers, you can use any kind of erasers. Well, we got the pencils and erasers down. Where am I gonna draw? Let's talk about sketchbooks. Now, I have used all different shapes of sketchbooks, spiral bound to hardcover. The cover of this is painted over because it wasn't flattering and I wanted to make this look adorable. This is the Canon XL mixed media sketchbook. This is great cheap option for mixed media. You can draw pencil, you can do ink, you can paint, watercolor, anything on here, marker as well. These typically take me a long time to finish because of how many pages there are and the size. Also with these, it has a dotted line against the end of the page. You can rip these out if you want. So that's a cool thing if you also don't like the page and you have struggle. You have struggle? What is that? When you struggle with your stubble, you're struggling. But yeah, these have been my favorite sketchbooks for a really long time because they're cheap and easy to find, and it's just something I've used since I like started drawing and like more professionally. In my teens, I've always used this brand sketchbook. I've always just covered it in stickers, so these are one of my favorite sketchbooks. This is Artist Loft mini sketchbooks. These are fun for on the go traveling, but yeah, it's fun to draw on both pages without a big spiral in the middle of the way. So those are good to, if you draw smaller things better than bigger things, these are great for drawing really tiny things and just like experimenting with patterns, which is what I also love to do in these. Next are colored pencils. We got our graphites and erasers down, but let's add some color to that. Now, my all-time favorite colored pencil brand is Prismacolor. This is the Prismacolor Premier. It's 72 colors. There are different like amounts of colored pencils. There's 12 and there's also 48. So this is Scholar and this is Premier. So there are different, but there's some color overlap. So I have some duplicate colors. But with these, there are some beautiful rows of all different shades of colors. They are perfect for blending because of how rich and pigmented they are. We have a couple of different markers here. Some markers I've used since childhood are like Crayola Super Tips. I find though that the colors aren't amazing, but it's also a great budget option. Some newer markers that I've fallen in love with last year are Tombows. These are water-based brush tip and double-sided markers. So we have a little fine tip at the end, a little brush tip on the back. So these are more on the expensive side of markers. There are definitely more expensive markers than these, but these are fun, like little individual markers to play with. These are also good for like if you like to do calligraphy letters or like script letters, or if you just like to color random things with it like I do. These are fun for that. Another marker I like to use, these are Ohuhu alcohol markers. This is the like standard color set. This is the brush and chisel. Brush and chisel set. Ooh. I love to use the brush tip the most because I can get fine details and it's just really like smooth to paint with, and then the chisel end are thicker so you can cover a lot more areas, so those are fun to use. With alcohol markers, they are very blendable. Just make sure you use that sheet on the back of your page so it doesn't bleed through multiple pages while you're drawing with them. They also come with swatch sheets, so you can always refer to those. And I also have the skin tone set. Those are chisel and point end. This is a little more on the expensive side because it's like 50 markers in the set. But I always get pretty much everything on sale. So if you are looking to get these, wait for the sales. Like with the Prismacolors, those are more on the expensive side, but I got both of those sets on sale or a gift. So with the Prismacolors, they are more expensive, but they are one of the best like budget for, like best in the middle of budget, because there's some cheaper ends that do like the blending, but they're not amazing as Prismacolor. And then there's like more expensive colored pencils out there because we're like professional artists. But you don't have to be a professional artist to use Prismacolor. They're great. Those were all the drawing supplies. Next, we're gonna do painting supplies. First, let's talk about watercolor sets. We have budget option and a little more on the expensive side. These are water activated watercolors. Those are the only kinds that I use. This is a good budget option if you're just starting with watercolors and you're just looking for something easy to use. There's some pretty good colors here, but it's just not my favorite, but I do recommend for those budget artists out there. This being removable is great because you can blend your colors on here because it's like a little deep circle. There's not like a great skin tone color here. There's like two browns. So sometimes I'll mix them. We tried this last year as well. This is the newest watercolor thing I've ever used in my life. I've always used ones that look like those. This is the Grabby watercolor set. There's 100 colors here and it is very portable. It also came with a swatch sheet and there are standard colors here, and these are all metallics, and then these are neons. These are really fun to use because it's just a big upgrade from what I used to use all my life, and there's so many more colors, but it's just really compact and extremely portable. You can put this in your bag and it's, I don't know, about £1 or something. The Grabby one came with these, and when I made that video using these for the first time, I didn't know how to use these. But these are really fun. All you need to do is put water in them. You don't need to like clean out the brush until you're done. you can just keep using water. It's just a great portable way to paint. I get the Craft Smart brand, and I also have some Blick Scholar ones from art school, and also these golden maple. These are miniature brushes, and they have a nice handle for, you know, doing some very tiny paintings. Also paint knives. I have metal and plastic. If you guys been following my channel for a long time, I've only used one kind of acrylic paint for a really long time, and that was the Craft Smart brand. This is 2 fluid ounces of acrylic paint. I used to have 100 little bottles, and I realized how wasteful that was, so I got rid of them and I switched to using these because I had them from art school, but I didn't use them for anything else until I was like, I want to get rid of these. So I switched to Blick Studio acrylic paint. I only have a couple of these, so I mix all my paints now, which is more time consuming, but I do find it more fun to do. These are best for painting, but these are for like craft painting because you can paint on wood, bisque, canvas, clay, resin, terracotta, and more. Yeah, so this is more of a craft paint, so you can paint like all kinds of different things, but I've used these for years because they were cheap and the most available to me. So these are budget. These are a little more expensive because it's like a couple dollars a tube, but you're getting more paint in these anyway, so it is worth it. But there is more work to do when painting with these because you have to do a lot of mixing. So I recommend having the primary colors and white and black. For canvases, you can honestly use any brand of canvas. I do prefer wood stretched canvases. So this is Blick Studio brand canvases. You can also use dollar store brand canvas. The other canvases that I use are Artist Loft. All of these are pretty much Artist Loft, which you can also get at Michael's. You can get like a pack of them for $10. There's always sales for like bulk canvases. Thing for the painting category is easels. Now this is my favorite easel. This is a desktop easel. This is perfect for painting on your desk. This comes out and you can put it on your desk. It's perfect for painting on your desk or on the floor, wherever you paint. I just like to have something elevated for my painting. Another really great painting supply is, of course, some kind of palette for painting on. Now I used to use any kind of plastic palette or clear paint palette, but recently I started using Blick palette paper, which are these really big sheets of like really nice waxy paper and it is disposable. You can tear the sheets off or you can reuse them once it dries. It's 12 by 16 inches and it is very large, so it's a little in the way while you're painting, but if I have it on the edge of my desk and I just use the one half of the page, I find it works okay. The last category of art supplies we have today are jewelry making. Any kind of jewelry making, you're going to want a couple of tools, and those are going to be these. These are different kinds of pliers. This is great for making loops. This one is for cutting, and this is just your standard plier. It's always great to have one or two of these pliers so that when you're working with opening or closing little metal loops, you have two pliers to work with, so you're easily opening and closing things. If you get a jewelry making kit, you'll probably get some cheap string in different sizes. You can also get a pack of different sizes. The one I found the best is Stretch Magic, and this is 0.5 millimeters. It's very stretchy, it is clear. Now the beads I use are plastic seed beads. Sorry if this is gonna be loud in your ear. This is just this big set I got online. There's probably like 5,000 beads in here. They're extremely small. Another good tool is a bead organizer, not just for storage, but for actually making them. This is the Bead Smith. It says for travelers, for the beater on the go. So it has a nice plastic top so you don't lose your beads when you're playing with it. And it's great for storing them without like putting all your hard work away if you separate all your beads like I do. Some products worth mentioning that I have tried, but I'm not certain if I have like a favorite product yet because I'm still a noob with working with them. Things I've tried have been crochet and block printing. If you watched my last like vlog, I showed you guys I've been crocheting and I got the Speedball block printing kit. So I've only used that so far. So I don't have a lot of experience with it, but that is a product that is like a new medium that I've been enjoying. So I don't have specific favorites, but I do recommend that kit if you want to get started. Crochet, there's so many different kinds of yarn, so many different sizes, and so many different crochet hooks and like other little things to get you started with that. So I can't say like if I have a favorite, I just get whatever's at my art store and in like a good price range or if they're on sale. So I can't say if I have favorites for those things. Other things like storage, as you can see, I have so many products and they're just sitting all around. They're in really nice storage baskets, which you can get pretty much anywhere. For holding things, I also have like mason jars, or they used to be salsa jars, for like putting pencils in. You could use any kind of cup, or if you have a little basket, or if you have those little zipper bags, those are great for holding your pencils and markers as well. Whatever works for you and your space and your price range, go with that storage. And with all that, thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative for you if you're looking into getting some art supplies or trying to find the best art supply. I'm not an expert on many of these things. These have just been my favorites because I've used them. I used a lot of them for a really long time or throughout my entire art career, like that sketchbook and those colored pencils. I've also used Crayola. I mean, there's other budget things that you can start with if you're looking to like start. Hi, if you found this video while trying to do that. These are basically my recommendations. Many of them are my favorites. I hope I inspired you to try some of these products or just to create art in general. That's what I hope to do in every video, to inspire you to create. That's why I watch art videos like this on YouTube. If you like our content, that's what I do here. So make sure to like this video and leave a comment and subscribe for more videos, sketchbook tours, drawing videos. Sometimes we try new products, studio vlogs, tutorials. We just do so many different kinds of things on here. So stick around, subscribe for that. See you next time. Goodbye, everybody.